Kelly's, something's cooking at the Kelly's, and it smells so very Irish, smells so good, good, good.
Hey gang, welcome to Kelly's Kitchen again. It's fall now, it's cold, it is very near to winter. That freaks me out. I think today is around November 5th. Anyway, when you work from home, you kind of forget these things a little bit. I wanted to make a chili. My mother and I used to make this chili all the time. Is it an age-old family recipe? No. But it's the recipe that we have used forever. It's frickin' delicious. There's a couple secret ingredients going on here. It is so healthy for you as well. I make it a little bit healthier in that I do not buy the sodium filled stuff. I get no salt and such. If you want more salt, just frickin' add it after, right? Healthy.
Well, if I'm going to snack, it's usually with salted nuts.
Okay, so here's the book I use. I'm not a wing it person in the kitchen. That's terrifying. If you can read, you can cook, in my opinion. I read the recipe, I follow it. It turns out wonderful. Bada bing, bada boom. Cooking's not my jam otherwise. I use this for my chili, How to Eat, Shrink, and Be Merry. They had a TV show. I don't watch cable, so I'm not quite sure if it's still on even. Ladle and red. I'm gonna cook this. So, macros. I know everyone's obsessed with macros. 276 calories total. We have got 7.8 grams of total fat, 25 grams of protein per serving. A serving, we did do the math, is 1.5 cups, 30 grams of carbs. Everyone's classic beef chili, a staple recipe, makes 8 servings. Let's go. Here are all the ingredients. Cilantro, I know you love it or hate it. Celery, we're also going to use the leaves. Red onion, regular tomato sauce. I didn't go all crazy organic with this. I will link the recipe below for you. There's the beef. Gonna go in the pot. And let's get at her. Okay, so one whole bunch of celery will do the cup for you. When you do make this chili recipe, please do chop out everything, portion it out first, because that beef is cooking up mighty fast and I'm all over here like I'm stressing about onions, and I don't remember the last time I ever stressed about onions. You don't need this stress in your life. Side note, this recipe does take about an hour and a half to complete. So, Kitchen Dummy McGee over here, Exhibit A. Forgot I have the chopper. Okay, mine's like lawnmower style. You'll see what I mean. Do the veggies in that. What am I thinking? Originally I did think that it's, you know, the celery is going to be too tough. Maybe the celery will break this, you know, little plastic thingamajigger that it is. But holy heck, use it at least for the peppers and especially for the onion. See, it's a lawnmower. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Frig, I could have wasted so much of my lifetime chopping this. You are only going to need 1 green pepper as well. 1 large green pepper. Find the biggest mofo green pepper you can, because 1 green pepper will be plenty. It's a big one. If it's a little one, you might need 1.5. God, that red onion is fierce.
Have you ever wondered why onions make you cry? Well, it's because you're kind of a When Chuck Norris peels an onion, he doesn't cry, the onion does.
Oh, I was hoping that was gonna be enough onion, but it wasn't. Ah! God, this sucks. Dying. I'm dying over here. Killing me, red onion. Okay, you know what you need? A helper. Specifically of the boy variety. Boy helpers, amazing at doing things like onions and hot peppers. Y'all don't wear eye makeup. You don't know how real the struggle can be. Ugh. Okay, that's it. That's good. That's enough. I'm not playing that onion game anymore. I'm out. We are done chopping that onion. That is it. So all you have to chop is the celery, the onion, and the green pepper in your little choppy dop thing, because don't do it by hand. And then a little bit of the cilantro for later. I went and bought this huge bunch of fresh cilantro. You know how much the recipe asks for? 3 tablespoons. Look at this disaster from my onion panic. Holy bejeebus. Veggies are in there with the beef and the garlic. And then we're gonna let that sit on medium-high heat. I forgot to light my candle again. Stirring occasionally until the veggies soften. So now we're gonna stir in all the spices. We've got cumin, black pepper, oregano, coriander, and chili powder. Remember that I am going to link the recipe below so that you can have exact measurements on all these spices. It's my favorite part, the hickory barbecue sauce. I recommend not using your tiny lawnmower chopper, or maybe you have a slap chop. Don't know.
Stop having a boring tuna. Stop having a boring life.
I recommend you not using that for things like celery leaves or little things like that, because it just sticks all to the edges and that's a pain in the butt. So that's why I used a knife. So I'm gonna bring this mixture to a boil, reduce heat, cover, and then simmer for 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. Here is the first half of the recipe. I've got all the veggies in there, the tomato sauce, the diced tomatoes, all of that jazz, and that is going to come to a boil, and then I'm going to stir it, cover it, stir it occasionally for another 20 minutes while it sits on simmer before we add any of the beans. I'm going to use this 20-minute buffer of time while that is simmering to channel my inner Mary Poppins. And my kitchen is back to its original cleanly glory. This is a disastrous event, but that's okay because the chili is turning out amazing. Somebody I know and love, very wise man, always said, if you're focused on cleaning up as you cook, your food will never ever be as good. Can't say whether that's true for me, but I can say that I know for damn sure this chili's gonna be good. So now it's resting. It's got about 8 more minutes left of simmering. I'm gonna give it a quick stir again. And in the meantime, I'm gonna appease my inner cleanly neat freak by getting all of the beans and everything prepped and ready to go. They do not make can sizes like the recipe is calling for in Canada. So I had to get out my trusty kitchen scale and measure out the quantity that the recipe called for from the cans. The beans are a little easier. I'm seeing it's 1 whole can of each bean, which is fantastic because that was quite a waste and actually kind of annoying to measure out. Anyways, on to the beans. Have you ever seen the Tommy musical movie where there's this scene about Eat Rex beans and all the beans come flying out of the wall and there's a person swimming in beans? That's what's going through this brain right now. It's insane. It's insane up in here. So when the 20 minutes have been reached, which is going to be in 3 minutes, I'm going to stir in the beans and then I'm going to cover and let that simmer for another 10 minutes. And then I will remove that from the heat and stir in lime juice, honey, and 3 tablespoons of cilantro. If you're one of those love it or hate it but hate it to death cilantro people, omit the cilantro. I wish you could have just seen that. My tap came apart and just doused me in water. Yeah, doused. Not cool. Okay, so because I am now soaked, absolutely soaked, I'm gonna finish this video up real quick for you. Beans are in, everything is in. So I'm going to cover that, let that simmer for another 10 minutes. Okay. This is 3 tablespoons of cilantro. That was pretty much 1 bunch of cilantro. I am going to be putting 1 tablespoon of organic honey in there. I did find organic honey at the all-night grocery store. And a tablespoon of fresh lime juice, which I am just going to use this handy little manual juicer for. But because I am all wet right now, I'm gonna end this video here. Side note, if you are not anti-gluten, pick up these. These were baked fresh today at Denninger's. That is in Burlington. I don't know if you have a Denninger's, but just go to a bakery, get these baked fresh. I do eat gluten every now and then. I do. I'm aware of what it does, but I decided to live 80-20. If you thought this video was helpful, entertaining, or informative at all, please give it a thumbs up for me. Please do subscribe to my channel. Subscribing really is where the support does come from. Eat, Shrink, and Be Merry from Janet and Greta Podleski. I will link below where you can get that. I'm going to also link below the ladle in red classic chili recipe that I have just made for you. I hope your experience is a little less chaotic than mine. Please hit the little bell icon and you will be notified the very next time I post a new video. If you have any Q&A questions that you want answered about me personally or about any health, wellness, or body image challenge, please throw that in the comments or send me a private message. You can follow me on Instagram at kickit.with.kelly. And yeah, you can message me anywhere really, and I will get all of your questions answered in my next Q&A. Until next time, have super amounts of fun in your life. Have super amounts of fun cooking, even if you get drenched. Anyways, my eyes are super stinging from my makeup now. So, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye, gang.